We have a guest. This is Emily. We named her Emily. She comes and eats the seed at the bird feeder every day. And that's all right. Hi, Emily. Hi, Emily. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'll reduce the heat any second now. Wait for it, wait for it. This is one of the fun parts. It's scary, but it's fun. It's like riding a roller coaster.
Looks pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Smells good.
I know, it smells like bread bacon or something, doesn't it? Almost, as soon as it starts to rise. Okay, down goes the heat. And that's the trick to that. Get that heat down. And now you're all right. Now we're okay. We passed the critical junction there. Time to put in the first top addition. This is 1 ounce of green bullet hops, 12.8% alpha acid. Down in there. I use a 5-gallon paint strainer for my hops bag. I want the hops to have the maximum amount of room to give up their goodies. Oh, that hops fragrance just hit me. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, wow. Gee, I can't describe it. Hoppy. Okay, guys. It's 15 minutes before the end of the boil, and I had to switch cameras on you, so I'm not even sure if I'm in the shot. I hope I am. So for our 15-minute hop addition, we're going to put in 3/4 of an ounce of Nelson Sauvin and a 1/2 ounce of Riwaka. Let's do it. Okay, so here we go. 3/4 of an ounce of Nelson Sauvin and a 1/2 ounce of Riwaka. Nelson Sauvin has a grapefruity, grapey sort of taste. Gooseberry, some say. I'm just going to pinch off what I think is about 1/4 of it and dump the rest in. That's about 3/4. And now I'm going to take the Riwaka and do the same thing. I'll pinch off about 1/2 of it. Ooh, the hops are really smelling good. Yep, that looks like about 1/2. I'm not sure how much of that you saw because this camera is now shutting off and shutting off. So I put the Whirlflock tablet in, I put in the wort chiller. Okay, it's 5 minutes before the end of the boil. And we're going to add our next hop addition, which is another 3/4 Nelson Sauvin, 1/2 ounce of Riwaka. So I'll just put the second half of the Riwaka bag in. Okay guys, I'm not sure how much of this you're getting to see because my ZI8 died and my ZI6 is trying to. It keeps shutting off. So I put in the last hop addition of 3/4 of an ounce of Nelson Sauvin and a 1/2 ounce of Riwaka. And we are coming down to 1 minute before the end of the boil. So what can I say? We're going to start running the wort chiller. If my camera dies, well, you saw most of it. Smells really hoppy. Smells actually very, very good. Ah, my timer's going off. The 1 hour boil is up. It's time to turn on the wort chiller. Flame off. And wort chiller on. I'm going to pull the hops and let the hops drain. Note to self, pulling the hops is very hot. Every time you'd think I'd learn after so many batches of these, but I have to be reminded. Plus, with all this camera stuff screwing up, I'm a little frazzled. So we have the hops draining. We have the wort chiller going. I have the temperature falling. And so, yeah. So right now, the water's going through this pre-chiller, but it's not in ice yet, and then going into the main chiller, and then out onto the lawn, which Lord knows it needs it. But I'm about to bring the ice out and put it in that cooler, and put the pre-chiller in that, and cool that wort down super fast. So while the wort is chilling now, I'm going to sanitize everything, and I put my stuff in this sanitizer bucket, in this fermenter bucket, and I'm going to dump Star San in it and shake it up, and I'll just keep shaking it up. So I got all my stuff in there. Dump in my Star San. It's a pre-made Star San mix that I keep to do this with. So I'll shake that up several times until it's good and done. The pre-chiller is now in this bucket, or in this thermos, and I've got it filled with ice and water. So now the water coming from the pre-chiller is cold. And it mates up with the regular chiller and chills the wort. Okay, we got the temperature down. I'm going to turn off the wort chiller, transfer the wort. The wort/beer. It's not got alcohol in it. I guess it's still wort. I'm going to transfer it into the clean and sanitized fermenter so we can get it in the house and get it to pitching the yeast and adding the Beano. So let's see what we can do with that. Now I'm going to crush 3 Beano tablets and put them in the wort. Tony said he used 4, but I'm going to use 3. Now these contain alpha-galactosidase, if I said that anywhere nearly correct. What it does is it's going to break down more of the unfermentable sugars to fermentable sugars so that the yeast can process them, turn them into alcohol. It takes the bad carbs and makes them good carbs, in other words, simple sugars. Okay, so we're just going to put them in this mortar and pestle and crush them up into as fine a powder as I can get. And they're going to go in along with the yeast. Looks like I did a pretty good job. This is my yeast starter that I made. Now what I'm going to do with this yeast starter now, it's been processing for 3 days, it's been fermenting for 3 days, is simply dry malt extract and some water. And then about a quart of water to a half cup of dry malt extract. I did this like Joe Palvino shows on his video. I should put a link down below. But here's how we're going to use it to pitch in the wort. I'm going to pour off the liquid off the top, save the yeast on the bottom. That's what I'm after, the yeast. Okay, I got a nice solid yeast cake left over. That's the yeast I want. This is WLP 009 Australian ale yeast. So that's the yeast we want. I left a little bit of the liquid in there so that I can squash it around and get as much of the yeast out of this container as I can. Oh, it smells good. And I got to take my Brix reading on this before I pitch the yeast. So let's see what we got. Brix is 14.4 for the Brix. So to less aerate the wort, got our oxygen, our sanitized aeration stone. Yeah, doing an all grain during the boil, you really take out the oxygen out of the water. So this makes for happy yeasties. Well, that's it, guys. I'm gonna lid up and put this puppy to bed and let her go. And so there's nothing exciting to see about me putting on the lid and sticking the airlock in the hole. So until next time, it's steeljan out. Bye.